Hey, it's Lil Calpaz here, just being semi-homeless here at this trucker stop, and just kind of wanted to share a quick video of shadow work and working with your shadow, which is all these like unconscious aspects of yourself that either you find unsavory or unfavorable, or that the collective or other people around you, or just the fear of other people finding things unfavorable, because they might not, but here's a good example. Yesterday, the situation I live in, I got rid of my camper potty because, to be honest, I'd rather shit in a bucket or shit in the woods or find a bathroom instead of dumping my shit every 2 weeks or letting it fill up in this like Blackwater camper potty thing. So it's like I had a thing of like organic spinach that was in an empty container, and I was at the Old Stone Fort here over by Manchester in Coffee County, Tennessee here, and it was like, well, shit, the bathrooms had padlocks on them because it was winter or whatever. The bathrooms were locked. So it's like, do I go shit in the woods? It's like, no, man, like I'd probably get in trouble for shitting in the woods. There's no leaves on the trees. It's just not appropriate that time of year. And so it's like, okay, well, I'll shit, usually I'll use this in bags and then wrap it up in a bag, and it's actually good on the knees, to be honest. It's good for digestion. It's so weird because our shadow says, oh, you got to poop in a toilet, you got to do it like that. Society says like that. There's nothing wrong with it. It's actually better for your health to like go outside. And also it's good to be outside, right? But and I'll use these to like pee and like this one's like full of urine, right? Like I'll fucking pee in there because I can't always just pee outside my bus right here. People would find it weird, and to be honest, I don't like it when I smell urine all over. I've been out back of bars where it smelled like urine. That people are stupid. Pee where it's not gonna fucking stay, like compost, right? Same with your shit. I've seen campsites where people just leave toilet paper and baby wipes, and they're just like bury your poop. You ever seen dogs bury their shit? Be more of an animal. Don't be an idiot. So what I had to do is, I didn't have a bag at the time, so it was like, shit, what do I do? I took my spinach container and I pooped in it. I pooped in the organic spinach container, probably with the organic spinach I ate the night before, right? And so what I did was I put what I wiped with on top of it, the baby wipes, right? And there was this guy right next to the trash can. I was like, I'm not gonna keep it in my bus, right? That's weird to just leave containers full of shit around my house, right? That's so stupid. Like, I'm going to go throw this away. And I was like, oh, perfect opportunity. It seems so uncomfortable. I'm fucking afraid to let this guy see my own shit, right? Like, I had my grandmother, we were in this like old convertible from like the 50s. That was like from the 50s, right? And she had a poop, and there was no air conditioner or anything. I was in the back with my cousin and my sister. My grandpa was driving my grandma. We pulled over at the gas station, and right before she got to the bathroom, she shit her pants, right? She shit her pants, but she was so embarrassed to leave her underwear in the bathroom, right? Which is so stupid because no one would even know it was her, let alone if someone did, it wouldn't have mattered. Because if someone has an issue with that and they feel uncomfortable, they have allowed themselves to feel uncomfortable, just like farting in public. If it bothers someone, it's awesome to respect and not like leave a big stinker, in the supermarket. I mean, that's fucked up. But it's not really harming you. Everyone likes their own brand, right? It's not really harming you, but it harms the people that give a shit. Or like I sneezed in my shoulder one day at the supermarket, and I rubbed it in, and this lady seemed like there was something wrong with me. But then I realized, oh, she's conditioned. She actually doesn't feel good about something, or there's just some conditioning that making her life miserable based on something that I couldn't do anything about. So my grandma, she brought her shitty underwear and threw them in the back of the convertible with no air conditioner, and it was from the 50s, so it smelled like shit, and we had to drive all the way back from Omaha, from like from like Grand Island or something. God, it was shitty as fuck. And my cousin, to this day, he's like, Grandma Shatter Pants. Grandma Shatter Pants, right? So what did I do with my container full of shit? I made very well clear, because I felt embarrassed. Because that little fuzzy feeling you get when you feel embarrassed, right, is the feeling of love, because you trust, you know, that it's going to be okay, which is love. So you surrender, which is love is an act of surrender. So this guy, I don't even think he saw the shit in the container, right? But I made sure he was looking at the container as I threw my shit away with all the poopy baby wipes on top of it, and I felt good. You know, instead of leaving it in my bus, smelling, or waiting for this guy to move. He didn't move for like an hour. So instead of waiting an hour and having my shit smell at my place, I decided to face the embarrassment, feel that love feeling, that fuzzy, that really good feeling, and I felt amazing afterwards. And it didn't smell like shit anymore. This shit, I threw the shit away, right? So that's my example of shadow and things to do with shadow. And I recommend checking out Tool and the guy Maynard James Keenan. Specifically Tool. Most of his albums are all about nothing, death, rebirth, shadow, and just doing the things that the collective or that you're conditioned to find unfavorable. And when you do a lot of these things, like some people think that it's absolutely horrible to like poop in a container or whatever, or something like that, and then have someone see it. But it actually makes way more sense than to just have smelly shit around your house, right? I hope that makes sense. So yeah, fucking do things you would normally find uncomfortable and think that it's completely wrong, and then when you do them, you might realize that, like, oh, okay, this is so stupid why people think that this is wrong or this is a bad thing. This is actually something we should be doing, right? But it's just our unconsciousness. And so we need to raise our consciousness by going into ourselves and then facing these things outside of ourselves in our mirror or our projection or whatever. And when we increase that consciousness, since love is consciousness, then we become more loving with ourselves and the people and our projections, whatever. Then we increase the love of the planet, and by increasing our consciousness, which is love, which is what we need to do at this time for this shift in consciousness. Be childlike, play, have fun, love. Face those things that we are afraid of. You know, I'm not saying jump off of a cliff or anything like that, unless it's like, you know, like a 20-foot cliff and it's okay to jump in the water. You know, if you're afraid to do cliff diving or whatever and it's safe to do it, go cliff diving, you know. If you're afraid to jump out of a plane but you got a parachute, fucking do it, right? I'd be terrified of that, and I faced a lot of my fears with heights. I'd be fucking terrified to go skydiving. I need to fucking go skydiving because I'm fucking afraid to do that, right? That's exactly what I should be doing, right? At least that's the idea. So that's what we need to do at this time. Face our fears, face the uncomfortableness, face the awkwardness, and that little fuzzy feeling that we get in between the two is the act of surrender, which is love.